Hey, I'm Big Jeff from Big Jeff Online. I started all this out of the trunk of my car in Miami, Florida, selling security cameras and other things, and it grew into car audio, which has always been my passion. Always been my passion. Get bigger and bigger and bigger. All right, we're live. Well, not live, we're recording, but it's Big Jeff himself doing some unboxing videos. So some of y'all know, some of y'all don't know, there's a brand out there called Black Diamond Audio. There's a lot of talk back and forth if it was DS-18 or not. Well, a lot of manufacturers use the same factories over there, and I can say that it is not a DS-18 product, but it is produced through DS-18. And we were offered a product for the US online, and man, I was stoked, honestly. Sasha over there has been working with me since the days of my single car garage. But let's get into it. I also want to say, even though it is pretty good quality, this is not top of the line stuff. And the reason being is they wanted to come out with a line that was affordable for the everyday user. And the same thing on this double DIN we're about to talk about, the DIA-TD6.2. The TD6.2, and again, folks, I am going to go over this thing as simple as possible. Right now, it is $139.95. Now, prices change. We know that with everything going on in life. They go up, they go down. But this unit is between $139.95 and I think $159.95. So it's not the cheapest unit, but it's definitely not the most expensive. So you can see how this thing is shipped. It will get to you safe. We're going to take a look inside here. First you'll see you will get a pamphlet. You have your power cable, your power plug, and also your speaker plug. So we'll put that right there. And then inside is a remote. A lot of units don't come with them anymore. Everybody can just touch, or if you have steering wheel control, things like that. But this is a nice remote. I'm going to let you take a look at it. On here, you notice there's not a few. You can actually control your Bluetooth for your phone calls. You can get into your menu options. You can switch back and forth between if you're using USB, SD, etc. And quick volume up and down for when the cops pull up. You can hit the button real quick. So small unit, easy. You can hold in your hand, do a little Velcro, what have you. We're going to put that down. In here, we are going to have the Black Diamond pamphlet, and it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo. All right, we know it's a double DIN, we know it's touchscreen. I'm going to go over the features with you and what you're able to hook up. Some cool features, though, I want to read off on the back here. Display is 6.2, and it is a 800 by 480 resolution. Here's the cool thing. Now, everybody sees radios that say 50 watts times 4. In reality, it's not really 50 watts. A 50 watt by 4 amplifier is about as big as the box itself is long. But it's a standard output. Okay, it does have a 10-band equalizer. You do have volume, bass, treble, balance, and phase control. And there is one RCA, set of RCA pre out. Now, again, keep the cost down. This is not a unit where you're trying to do front, rear, sub. This is going to give you one output to either do your 4-channel, your subwoofer. Most people are using external crossovers right now or DSPs, so you only need one input anyway. Connectivity, which is really cool, is for your iOS and your Android phones. This will do the mirror link if your phone is capable. What is that? Well, when you have it plugged in, most models, which there's a website. You need to find the website. Okay. There's a website over here, or somewhere that you can go to and see if your phone is capable. But once it's plugged in, you can basically mirror your phone on your screen. Okay, so that is a really cool option. Bluetooth audio streaming, hands-free cell phone. You also have a USB port in the front with a 1.5 amp charger, and then we talked about the remote, and it does support a camera input. So really, for the price, you're getting a lot. You get a camera input, you're getting Bluetooth, you're getting I think it's called Mechless, which is the mirroring. Can't win, or you can't lose. So let's take a look at the actual unit. I'm gonna pull her out of here. As you can see, it comes styrofoam, so shipping not a problem. Okay, it does also come, which is really cool, a external microphone. Now, why is that pretty cool, Big Jeff? Well, when you get the cheaper radios that just have the little pinhole in there, well, that's where you're talking to, and sometimes you're really far away for the people that are driving like that, and some people are not so bad. But with this, you can flip this anywhere in the vehicle, right next to your head, wherever you find talk and sounds the best. So, the way I used to do it when I was an installer many moons ago, I would have a phone call on and I would move the microphone around so they said that sounded the best. Most of the time it was up in the visor or off to the side, but every vehicle is different. But that is a part of this for that price. Okay, you do have side brackets because this is technically, this is technically a double din. What does double din mean? 2 dins. What is a din? Well, there is a measurement, but the easiest way to say is your single radio is a din, your EQs are half a din, and then you have a double din. But they do give you a bracket here for both sides. It's 2 brackets, so you can mount in. Most cars are still going to take a dash kit, so you need to check that out. All right, let's do that over. Let's do this over. Let's open her up. Okay, so on the back here is for your microphone input. You do have it there. For people that still listen to regular radio. And then you have here, hopefully we can see it. We will show you a picture of it. We have it on the Black Diamond website and also the Big Jeff Audio site. And in there you'll see a picture. We do have the camera input, and then we do have outputs for video. Why is that cool? Some people still do flip downs and the headrest TVs, so you need the video output. So you really more and more think about it, this unit's really not that bad for the price. And then of course we have our left and right output, and we do have an aux in on the rear. Now if you notice, this thing is not real deep. So don't have my cars I've worked on, you're trying to push it real hard to fit, it's popping the, well, you really don't have much room there if you need. Why? There is no CD player. That is why, part of the reason. How many people use CDs? Probably still a lot. It's only 2022, but the majority of people have everything on their phone, on a flash drive, on an SD card. So you also are able, or the manufacturer will save some money by leaving the CD out, which also makes it shorter. On the front of this, you do have an internal mic also, but with that, you can also plug in the external. So if the internal mic works fine, great. If not a big deal, you run your microphone. And then you do have in here a little pop open, and that is for your aux, SD, and USB right there. So kind of hard to see, but I'll tell you what I'm looking at. I have an auxiliary, that's just your 3.5 millimeter, like a headphone jack. I have a USB on the front. Make sure you don't try to put some 160 gig USB. It's not going to work, right? I just recommend keeping around 3 to 5. How much do you really need at one time, and you can have multiples. And then you have an SD card that goes in there, which is real cool. This pops back in place and keeps it nice and clean. We do have a volume push on it also for power and muting and your mode buttons. You do have your IR for your antenna. I am going to look through the directions because I like to learn and see if there's anything I might be missing that you might want to know. So there is a manual here that is written in English one half and in Spanish the other half, which is kind of cool. Going through it real quick, it's just basic operation for the Bluetooth, the remote settings, nothing major. You know, on the harnesses are all color coded. For instance, we have our speakers, which are always white, gray, green, white, gray, green, purple. Sorry, it's color there. And then you got your usual ground. You do have a antenna output or amp output, basically a 12 volt output when it's on, your ignition. So we do have this nice handy dandy manual, which is written in English and Spanish. And it goes through all the settings: Bluetooth, the MacBook mirror imaging, the EQ, so basic operation. And there's not much to the wire harness. You have your normal speaker outputs that's color coded, they'll match your wire harness, or if you were to hardwire it, you have your green, white, purple, and gray. And then on the power side, looks like they have the handbrake, which would bypass the video for people driving and watching videos, but not supposed to. There's a wire to bypass that. You do have the steering wheel buttons, so there is an output for that. And then looks like the rear camera trigger, which would normally be when you put it in reverse, or if you did it on the button. And then you have your power, ground, and accessories. So that's there. So we were taking a look here at a simple model, the TD6.2. You can catch that on Black Diamond's website. Remember, all the product you buy will get some freebies. Could be shirt, sweatshirt, hat, mask, lanyards, a ton of stuff. I want to say thank you for doing the unboxing with me for the Black Diamond double DIN touchscreen, and I'll see you next time. Big Jeff signing off.